Real life. Shape. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Socratic dialogue on systems thinking, which is a holistic approach to problem solving, where you are looking at a problem not just in isolation, but recognizing the interconnections between the broader aspect of the problem and the many elements, and using these interconnections to find the common patterns which you could leverage to build a longer lasting and sustainable solution. That being said, two teams are here with us today who want to tackle a real world problem using systems thinking and find some solutions for them. Can the two teams start introducing themselves?
Hello everyone, my name is Sandeep Singh and I'm a part of DT Student Unicorn Lab and today we are Team Skill Spark.
Hello everyone, I am Archana. I am working as a content writer in UBL team and today I am part of a Skill Spark team.
Hi everyone, I am Ravinder, part of Student Unicorn Lab, and today I am part of Skillshare team.
Hi everyone, I'm Paridhi and today I'll be the coach for Team Skills Spa.
Hello everyone, I am Sagnik and I am a member of team Career Acceleration Lab.
Hello everyone, I am Pradeep and I am data champion at Deep Thought.
Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Sen and I am from Vishkarma and today I am representing the F1.
Hello everyone, my name is Krishna Vamshi. I am working as data engineer at Vishkarma. So today I'll be coach for Team Upper. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Shreya, and I'll be the co-moderator for today's Socratic dialogue. Hi, everyone. I am Atwa. I'll be your moderator today, and I'm a growth hacker at Deep Thought. So now that we are done with the introductions, let's move on to pitches. Which team wants to go first?
Okay, we would be pitching first.
Okay, before you go ahead with the pitch, can you please explain why did you name yourself Skills?
Okay, so we are named as Skill Spark because we want to basically impart skills and impart passion through our skills to people.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Should I share the screen?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so hello everyone, we are Team Skill Spark and what we are going to talk today about is empowering rural India. So imagine a world where every Indian, regardless of location or gender, is able to has digital access and skills to learn, connect, and grow. So what is the problem that we are facing? The problem is digital literacy in rural India is very limited. We have about 27% of rural adults who are able to basically use digital skills. So we are trying to impart essential skills education as well as economic participations of these people in rural areas so that they can also grow. So what is the solution that we bring? We bring community led, what can you say, programs as well as what can we say, services so that people can improve their access to essential services as well as essential tools and learn how to access digital tools and better themselves. So yeah.
Next.
Ravinder.
Yeah, let's start with the our desired outcomes and we consider that our main objectives. So first we provide the digital literacy in the rural area and so the rural population can also contribute and enhance their contribution in education and job access also. So for these, we are taking some leverage points for this, how we are going to achieve these things. For this, we are leveraging some NGOs, government agency with their partnership, some community champions, the local leaders, which also help to build trust in locally. And the what assumptions we are making here to guiding our approach. We believe that rural area are be motivated when we providing them the access to skill set resources. And the one thing that if we going to gender accessing wire inhibit that, the women's we take priority. For this we need the community support and local.
So the feedback is we went into the ecosystem, but we need to know how our system is working or is it really impacting the public or the rural population. So we collect we analyze it from positive empowerment, like word to mouth or the community testimonials can give wider participation of the people. And the other way can be the testimonials or the community meetings that can be set up will give us an idea that what are changes we can bring in. And the system that we are going to create is we are incorporating NGOs, government agencies, and all other sectors, even government authorities like rural authorities, so that a digital literacy can be given to every individual in that local area. The learnings that we get from this is it's not simple movement that complete resources or economy is going to be mobile, and we are giving that social learning skills to the rural people who don't have access or there's no infrastructure for them. And these learnings, if we are going to the rural area and we'll experience real-time problems they are facing, and that can be incorporated into a project as well, so it will not affect the people, or we can become better outcomes can be given for the people. To conclude, our motto or vision to give equal opportunity irrespective of locality, either urban or rural areas, make people connected and give them digital literacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Skills Park. We go to Team Action for questions.
Yeah, I have a question. There was a mention of involving leaders in this entire system. Like, how will you identify the leaders? How will you choose, or how will you determine them?
So in India, every area, rural areas, there are gram panchayats. For every gram panchayat, there are aides, there are PDOs, or secretaries, and even educational institutions like Anganwadi teachers, a school teacher, government school teachers are there. They can give us idea about what is the population, males, females, how many people are educated, and all we'll get the idea about from them. And they are first point of contact to the rural population. They don't believe in us, but the people can believe in them.
So it's basically the authorities of specific rural areas who have the data with them, right?
To have the data and give they can talk to the rural population. They believe in them. Building trust also can happen by using those local authorities.
Okay, but why would they trust you at first place?
So only we are using local authorities to build that trust. No one will believe if we go and tell we are giving these changes to you. So if the people whom they talk to or whom they listen to every day, whom they voted and elected, if they tell, they'll listen to them.
So are these local leaders are the key elements of your system?
We have other key elements also, government agencies and NGOs, and people are also main elements of our system.
Okay, how are people contributing to the system?
People are the learners as well as we can say the teachers. So they are the one who will join us and learn these skills. So they are also an element.
But what if people don't align their mindset with you?
What if people don't align?
What if they don't have the same thought as of yours?
As in to learn.
As in to learn, yeah.
I mean, if we are imparting digital skills and the leaders, they are also helping us to basically, go to people and make them aware about what can we say necessary skills such as banking. All these things are essential for their life, so I think this would help them.
Does that answer your question?
Okay, then what is the holistic picture of your system? Like if the people are the key element, then how do they connect to other elements of the system?
Okay, so we are connecting it through our programs. Basically, the programs are there. We are going to have NGOs who would be there. So it's like going to the what can you say community center. Let's say we have a community center in a rural area. We go there. We talk to leaders all around the place, and we try to gather the data around the whole panchayat or the whole village, who are the people who want to join the leaders. We talk to them, and then those leaders basically introduce us to the learners, as well as we can get some teachers to basically teach these skills there, and we can have this system. This is the holistic view.
So are you saying that you are a middleman?
Middleman.
We are not middlemen.
No,
These
no.
systems are existing. NGO is existing, education systems, our gram panchayats are existing. People are there, but there is no connection in between them. Digital literacy is not there. Even now, like everyone has smartphones, but women are not allowed to use smartphones. This is the mentality is there. And to be frank, like 66% of urban population has digital literacy, but rural only 25%. So there is a need for it. There is a gap. We are covering that gap to give them. Maybe the problems can be there is no infrastructure, resources are not there. So we are creating that, covering that gap.
Yeah, so like when you actually, bring your methodologies to this particular, all these key factors, to whom are you exactly going to pitch this? To whom are you exactly going to introduce this to about this entire process? And what is your part in this? Like you as a, let's say, as an organization or as someone who has pitched this idea, will you be a part of this plan, or will you be a mediator, or will you be out of this and just be supervising this entire process? And another question is, how would you track your progress? And if there are any discrepancies in your entire procedure, how will you tackle them, or how will you improve upon them?
I think
Let's go with one question.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
The first part, I think, has been answered already, right? About who they would pitch this to. They mentioned they would contact the sarpanch or whoever is heading the, gram panchayat of that local village. So maybe they can focus on the second part of it.
Yeah, like
Their
what
involvement.
will be their role in this? Will they be mediators or will they be supervisors in this? I
Yeah.
wanted to know that.
We would be initiating as well as supervising the whole process. So yeah, that is the role.
Okay, like initiating as in like, can you just explain a bit?
Initiating as in we would be connecting these whole things, like going to the NGOs, going to the leaders, and basically connecting all these elements.
Okay, but that is basically pitching the idea only now. After the idea is already enacted, it's already in working. What will you do then? That's what I wanted to know.
We
You are
would
asking about process, like
Yeah.
how are we going
In
to
this
use technology?
process, what is your involvement aside from all the key factors and the stakeholders involved?
We are the ones, it's like the people are there, we are involving them, but like we are going to that rural setup, we are creating that resources for that, for the people, and we are distributing the pamphlets, or we are encouraging the rural population or the authorities to get people. And we are like moderating also, initiating it also, and we are taking care of whole system. We are not like mediators or like just supervising. We are going to
It's like
that area.
maintaining as well as supervising, right?
Yeah.
And like, how will you track your progress, and how will you like improve on any discrepancies, remove any discrepancies that might occur?
Yes, this is like if the number of people attending, the participants are increasing, word to mouth it will spread. If the participants are increasing, then well to know that our program is working and people are giving positive feedbacks for it. And we can conduct like community meetings or testimonials can be conducted. And it's like we are staying in that local area, we'll know what are real time surveys will be conducted, reports will tell us like this is the percentage, these are the issues. But you being in that place will understand more about that place and what are the gaps are present in that area, and will give like real time solutions.
Yeah, real-time solution based on whose perspective, yours or the
People's
people?
perspective. People's perspective. Because they will be interacting with people, they'll give the feedback to us.
So based on the surveys, you will take up the
Yeah.
information and then you will incorporate improvements on it.
Yes.
In the interest of time, we'll close this round. Over to team activist. Please make sure you only have 2 minutes for your pitch.
Atua, I think we said that only one team is going to pitch today. So, yeah. I have one more question. So, I'm sorry if this was answered a little earlier, but the question is, I see that you have democratized the problem finding process, but who's building the solutions? Sorry, in your system, who's building the solutions?
Like we
We as in who, the organization which is running the system?
Yes.
Okay, but so while you're collecting a lot of data, while you're involving a lot of stakeholders to understand problems, at a solution level, it's limited to you as an organization, right? Wouldn't that limit the impact of your system? Wouldn't the NGOs have a lot of ideas of solutions? Wouldn't the government have a lot of ideas? Wouldn't the sarpanches have a lot of ideas? And often maybe they'll have better ideas which are more suited to the needs of the people, right?
Yes, like before going to the rural setup, we'll be contacting all these like rural authorities, NGOs, committee and all. We'll be doing a research. So what is
But
actually
your research is at the problem level, but at the solution level?
So once we do as we are giving the solutions are like
But
started.
my question is, why are you the one designing the solution? Why can't that solution also come from the community? And secondly, why are you the one implementing the solution? So if your bandwidth is stuck between doing the research and implementing the solutions, how do you do justice to both of them? Where would
Solution?
Yeah, good.
Yes. I think the solution can be around the key elements, including key elements perspective also. When they are contributing, then we can consider their perspective and their
My
solutions
question is,
also.
why do you want to even get into the solution process? Why can't you be an organization which is enabling this entire process where people can list problems, people can solve problems, and the ones who are solving problems will get support to implement those problems, implement those solutions? Okay, I'll ask a simple question. Where would your CEO's energy go? Into doing the research and getting the data, or into implementing the solutions?
Monitoring the process, sir.
But of these two, where would more energy of the CEO go? The implementation of the solution or the research to understand the problems?
Implementation of the process.
But the research itself is such a complex task. Without proper monitoring, how would that research and that entire gathering all the inputs from the stakeholders and all of that, how would that process be monitored well?
If there we are leveraging the research survey by some gram panchayat and these, then we can consider that survey report
Correct,
as
but
a
to
research.
collate, to gather all the data, organize it properly, make it meaningful for everyone else itself is a dedicated effort. No. You understand what is the challenge when you're involved both on the research of understanding it and putting the information out, and you're also involved in the implementation of the solution. Okay, let's look at it this way. Let's say you're surveying the food trends of a region, okay? Or what kind of food people like, what are they hating, what they're liking, why are they coming back to restaurants, why are they not coming back? You're analyzing all of that. But let's say along with that, you're also running your own restaurant. Would you be able to do both the duties that well? You're analyzing entire Hyderabad or entire India, and you're also running your own restaurant, let's say in Mumbai. Would you be able to both run your own restaurant and also do research all over India?
No,
Why?
because both the tasks are having very different, can we say, efforts would be.
Okay. Now, what if you're doing research all over India, understanding trends, also collecting ideas of solutions all over India, and sharing them with all these people who are running restaurants? You're curating problems, you're curating solutions, and you're just trying to connect all the stakeholders, make sure the data is collected, organized, presented, solutions data is collected, organized, presented, and you're collecting data of which solution is effective, what is the feedback of each solution, and you show that data on your portal. Would this be a really nice system to maintain? Paneer dishes are working in Mumbai. Paneer dishes are not working in Pune. Chicken dishes are working in Hyderabad. Mutton dishes are working in, say, Nashik or somewhere, right? And the person who is, giving somp along with the food is getting this much of sales. The person who is training waiters to greet in this particular manner is ending up solving this problem in this region. You're gathering all this and putting all this information in one place. You're just collecting data from customers, collecting data from restaurants of what they tried, collecting feedback from different people, putting all of it from different stakeholders in a very meaningful way. And that way, hotels are able to come and see what other hotels are doing and what they could do to improve. Customers are able to see, are able to share problems and see things. So now if you come back to the education use case, what are the problems that people are facing? Or in the village use case, what are the problems that people are facing? Put it out in one place. What are the solutions that different people have implemented? What's the feedback that the solutions have actually received? When the data is available, all the stakeholders will be able to do their job better, right? Does this take you back to that budget plan that we discussed last week? There again, what did we do?
Utilize the elements which are already present.
And what is the job that we are doing as a system?
Connecting them.
Connecting the elements.
So instead of connecting them, if we go into actually going into becoming one element in the system, you know what is the problem? When you're saying I'll go with that solution or I'll go implement that solution, you're becoming one element of that system.
I have this question. We are not element of the system. How can we understand, like, just by supervising, how can we understand the pain points or like whether it's working or not?
That's what design thinking is about, right? You go there, you observe them, you understand, right? You taste, become a student, sit in one class, experience it. That's when you would understand. I mean, I'll give a simple example. If you look at the Indian government, right, it's split into three, right? What are the three? Judiciary,
Legislature,
Legislature, and third is
executive,
executive, right? So why is it split into three?
so that they can all do their job properly. If one system is trying to do everything, it wouldn't really work
And
as well.
also
It
to
would be
limit the
very
powers.
disorganized.
To limit the powers. Judiciary can put a check on the executive. Executive can put a check. I mean, all of, if one is going overboard, the other two can stop them. Like there's a classic case, right? Keshwanand Bharti case and William Golaknath case, where in that case, what happened was, I think Punjab government, these are in two different places. I think one of them is in Punjab. Punjab government brought that land sealing act and took away lands from the people who had a lot of things, right? So this guy goes and puts a case, I have the right to property. My fundamental constitutional right is being violated. Then the court gives a ruling that this cannot be done or something like that. So that's where the legislature and judiciary were in, conflict. And at the end of the day, who won? The constitution won. So to make sure the constitution is implemented properly, the system is designed in a way that there are three entities which are doing it. If you study civics, civics is nothing but system design. The constitution, the government entities, all of it is a system, right? Systems have been designed, right? Why do we have fundamental rights? Fundamental rights limit the abuse of power by the ones who are in power. So that's a system, right? How you can make sure the ones in power don't cross their powers. Like if you look at Deep Thought joining letter, it says that the organization cannot directly terminate you, has to first give you a learning suspension, give you a chance to learn, and only if you do not learn, it can be terminated. Why did we put that in the joining letter? That for us, that was like a fundamental right. A right to get a chance and not be terminated right away. So that for us, we thought was a way to limit the power that Deep Thought can have as an organization. And now, interestingly, that has been extended to all the clients, right? So when anyone is hired for the client, like when anyone is hired for the client also, the organization does not have the power directly to throw the person out. You have to, first give a chance to the person to rectify that behavior, and then if the person still doesn't, you throw out, right? That's a system. So these are all how systems work, right? But if you become a player yourself, the problem is you're so busy playing your own game that you lose the holistic picture, right? So let's say you became legislature and you're only doing legislation. You'll only be focused on how to enact good laws, but you may not have exposure to how are you actually implementing the laws, right? Or how are you going to actually check whether the implementation is being done right or not, like how the judiciary would. So if I'm a systems designer, I would not be in any of the three, right? I'm observing all the three and then trying to see how there can be an improvement of the body. That's what people do when they're becoming a social scientist or, getting into policy think tanks and so on, right? Trying to understand how the system can be made better. Yeah. So can we conclude the SD with some reflections? What are the learnings we have at the end of this discussion? So again, we had a very interesting problem statement being discussed from the lens of systems thinking, possibly a little more evolved based on the learnings of last week. But what are the reflections or learnings after this round of questions and answers? Who wants to go in first?
Yeah, Tarun, I want to first.
Yeah,
So
Ravindra,
for
please.
today's the first learning from this session, that's if you are busy in your, like as you say, you involved in system and you are toward to a specific task, then you can't capture that the holistic system approach and can't be monitor the all things. And one thing that I realized from your question, that if we make the first thing that we make that research data properly, then I think the most of the work that we want to toward our purpose, that's be done. We can present that report to anyone. So there is a lot of organization key elements that can execute things.
Thank you, Ravinder. Who wants to go in next?
I would like to share. So within a system, like I learned that within a system, every single stakeholder or every single aspect has a specific motive, and they shouldn't, and no particular stakeholder should work on multiple motives. Ultimately, it would burden and hamstring them in in their working, and ultimately it would put an impact on the system itself. So every stakeholder should have their own functionalities and have influence on each other, so that ultimately everyone can work freely and the ultimate effort will be ultimate efficiency would be best. Like there will be a very high efficiency across every single stakeholder, and ultimately the objective that the system is trying to achieve will be better.
Thank you, Sagnik. Who wants to go in next?
Okay, I'll go. So what I got to know that is you can use pre-established organizations, so that if you are working with them, they will, overall you will give the quality product. Okay. If you are going alone, then I think you will not be able to think overall, the whole process. So I think you can use the pre-established organizations, so that will be helpful to you and to the whole process also.
Okay, thank you, Rahul. Anyone else wants to go in?
I'll reflect. So the major learning that I got from this session is like we if we are getting involved in a process, it's like we suppose if I am a content writer and my focus will be totally towards like my background, what I did, my education, or during going towards only scientific research that we do. But I'm not giving that holistic approach of the content from the viewpoint of other company clients, or from the viewpoint of marketing manager, or from the director's view. So I got this idea like not to get involved completely, like not to involve only one background person, or like one, suppose like science background, or physics, or like chemistry. Everyone needs to be there in a system. It's not like one person can decide or take decision.
Beautiful. Archana, I hope you get why DT likes to hire psychology people, engineering people, maths people. Shivji ka Bharat should be what your organization be like, right? Diversity is interesting because it brings perspectives, it brings that conflict, and that conflict is what leads to synthesis. Interesting. So yeah, from a systems perspective, how do you incorporate diversity into the system? I think is a very good question to keep asking ourselves, right? Whenever you're designing any system, how do I constantly feed diversity into the system? And this is even more important when you're getting into AI and LLM training, right? So if at all you're building any LLM, there again, how divergent data you can feed the LLM is a important question, because if your data is not divergent enough, your LLM wouldn't be trained that well. Yeah, beautiful. How do we think of diversity in the system we design? I think is a very nice. Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, Sandeep. You saying something? No?
No.
Okay. So this concludes the Socratic dialogue, I guess. So can we stop?